Wilhelm Boger. Born in Stuttgart in 1909, Wilhelm Boger joined the Hitler Youth Fascist organization as a teenager. After school, he worked as a clerk for 4 years and joined the Nazi Party and SDP in 1929. And in 1932, after losing his job, Boger took a job at the auxiliary police station in Friedrichshafen. From 1936 to 1937, Boger attended police school, after graduating from which he was assigned to the post of Criminal Police Commissioner. At the start of World War II, Boger was transferred to the state police in Zwickau. 3 weeks later, he was appointed head and supervisor of the border police station in Ostrolenghi, where he earned the nickname the Executioner of Ostrolenghi. From May of 1940, he was assigned to the Gestapo, Hohenzollern. In the same year, he was arrested on charges of aiding and abetting an abortion. As a form of punishment, he was transferred to the Dresden Police Engineering Unit of the SS, from where he was sent to the active army. In 1942, after a serious wound, Boger was recalled 9 months later to the rear and appointed platoon commander of the 2nd Security Company at the Auschwitz concentration camp, and after some time was appointed Untersturmführer of the local political office. In essence, the concentration camp's political directorate was a branch of the General Directorate of Imperial Security and was in charge of internal security, destroying potential pockets of resistance, interrogating and gathering information on prisoners. Among the inmates, he was nicknamed the Camp Devil and the Tiger of Auschwitz. While Boger was there, the number of escapes was in fact the lowest compared to other concentration camps. He was characterized by extreme and inhuman cruelty. Wilhelm Boger was the inventor of the so-called Boger swing, one of the most gruesome torture instruments probably in all of human history. The essence of Boger's invention was as follows. An iron bar was hung from a chain, over which the prisoner was thrown and handcuffed. Boger would stand in front of the prisoner, and a guard with a crowbar would stand behind the prisoner and start swinging the unfortunate human being. As the prisoner's face approached Boger, he would ask a question very quietly. Not getting an answer, he would push the prisoner back, and the guard would easily hit the buttocks with the crowbar, sending the swing back to Boger. As Boger raised his voice, the guard struck harder and harder. What happened to the prisoner by the end is an extremely traumatizing experience for eyes of any healthy human being, but not for Wilhelm Boger. Gradually, the prisoner turned into a bloody sack. Meat and skin were hanging down over the prisoner's face. Subcutaneous fat was leaking out of the body, and Boger continued these tortures until the liberation of Auschwitz in January of 1945. From January of 1945, he participated in the evacuation of secret documents to Buchenwald concentration camp. From February to April of 1945, he was a member of the political department at the Dora Mittelbau concentration camp. Wilhelm Boger escaped arrest and hid until June 19th of 1945, when he was arrested by US troops. He was imprisoned in the former Dachau concentration camp. After learning that he was going to be extradited to the Polish government, he escaped from the camp on November 22, 1946. At first, until the mid-1949, he worked in Cruelest as an agricultural worker. From September of 1950, he was a storekeeper at the Heinkel factory in Sachsenhausen. Personal involvement in the torture and murder of 144 prisoners, as well as in assisting in the murder and extermination of over 1,000 Jewish people, has been documented and confirmed. Boger himself pleaded either little or no guilt, claiming that he was only following orders. "I only knew one way to behave, to obey the orders of the senior guards without hesitation." It was not until the 145th day of the trial that Boger admitted a single episode. And after about 2 or 3 shootings, Grabner said, "Quakernack, give me your rifle. Oberscharführer Boger shoots next. After that I shot 2 prisoners. Grabner then ordered me to change the shooters again. That was the only case where I was involved and where I carried out an execution on Grabner's orders." Wilhelm Boger was sentenced to life imprisonment. He served the sentence in the prison of Beitbeim-Bissingen in Baden-Württemberg. The former camp devil in prison quickly became an infirm, sick, and morally broken old man. Until his last days of life, Wilhelm Boger wrote appeals to prison authorities and letters to relatives, begging to be allowed to meet his grandchildren at least once. However, none of the relatives wanted to see their bloody grandfather, and the prison authorities also categorically refused to allow Boger any visits or meetings. Boger died in custody at the age of 70 on April 3rd of 1977.